Welcome back to another amazing reason tutorial by Deerhill. I hope you are as excited as I am. There will be cake.
Okay, today we're gonna look at some synth design and sound design using Europa. Let's go. So here we go, just basic analog. And the big secret of all of this sound is gonna be the vocal cord. This basic oscillator here, as you can see already in its wave shape, it's moving, it's oscillating. So you can clearly hear already some very nice natural noise movements in there, which we're gonna use to our advantage to create this sound. Here we go. So these movements are very nice, feel kind of natural and analog. So I want to create some movement in those, so I'm gonna use the envelope one. Just about, I don't know, just play around, see, somewhere here. And of course we're gonna adapt the envelope. It's way too fast because I want to create some nice movements. Whoops. So let's keep it up. Okay, that's a bit too fast. Let's bring it down a bit. Of course you can use beat sync to your track, but in this case I just keep it open. So maybe something very nice and slow. Of course we do global and bipolar. And I wanted key trigger, so every time I press the key, it's gonna activate my envelope. So you see it's kind of ramping up. You can see it here in the visualizer. Oh, that's nice. And we're done. No, of course not. We're gonna add some more life with the modifier 1. You see it's like modifying the wave shape. I like to use the glitch 2. See that? It's kind of adding those very subtle, like in the low parts, twigglings. And I just want to have a little bit of control by the LFO. So you see here, LFO1, we go down and yeah, just leave it as a sine wave. Honestly, just leave as is. Even in this case, a lot of my stuff I usually look at a spectrometer. I check the frequencies and I really like to add subtle movements that you may not hear now, but after if you use a compression, maximizing, distortion, saturation, they're gonna come out. So even like subtle movements gonna bring out a lot of brilliance in the sound. And we're gonna add some more movement with a modifier 2. I like to use the phase distort. I know it sounds like crap for now, but trust me, it's gonna be good. Controlled by the mod wheel. If I move the mod wheel here, you see we can create nice movements in there with the mod wheel control. Okay, here we go, just leave down. Of course we're gonna filter our sound, parametric EQ, filter here. Which of course is another notch. Tiny bit of resonance. And I'm gonna use another envelope to control this frequency. I do a lot of edits in the envelope curves, so even if I do it randomly now, I know what I'm doing because I did it before. And I'm gonna loop this one. But we don't use key trigger, so it's always different when I press the key, because whenever I press it, it's gonna be slightly different. Not too fast. We're gonna jump to some unison, just a tiny bit. As a general rule in sound design and synth programming for myself, because I do a lot of resampling, I prefer to not go too high with values. So whenever you hear what you're doing, like this is full, this is 0, I go as far as I can hear it, and then I turn it back a bit. Same with distortions, reverbs. We're gonna use some filter after, but I'm gonna add some more modifiers and oscillators. For now, just mute the first one. Again, the lovely vocal cord. And I'm gonna offset it a little bit. So we're gonna have some phase shifting, which creates another level of subtle movements in the sound. We're gonna open the sound a bit. And instead of envelope 1, we're gonna use the second envelope. So we have like a different movement. And on the modifiers, we're gonna do something else. We're gonna go to frequency modulation. So here we're gonna bring in just a little bit, yeah, too much, something like here. Okay, Sounds like crap for now, but you're gonna see it's gonna sound very nice. We're gonna activate the second filter, and we're gonna use a comp plus. Just add a little bit. Gonna unison again, just open it a tiny bit. Cool, let's put them together. Sounds like crap for now, but anyways. Alright, up to here. Oh damn, this sounds very boring. We need a third oscillator. Freeze noise. Whoa. You know, I love to add the freeze noise. Dial in a little bit of it. Maybe we're gonna see what happens if I open it with the unison a bit. Cool. Now, cheers. If I jump back to my second oscillator, I'm gonna put the semitones onto a 7th. Now, we're gonna run the thing through a filter, and of course you guessed it, notch filter here. Whoa. Of course, we're gonna route it to the mod wheel. So if I use the mod wheel, so I think to have some more nice movements in the filter, we're gonna use another envelope. Envelope 3, here. And yeah, just turn it on fully, and I think it's here where you can start being creative with how you want the sound to progress. So the goal here is that I can control my frequency of the filter with the mod wheel, as well as the filter is controlled by the envelope. So of course we're going to play around with the ADSR. Next step, what I like to do, we can add a little bit of phasing. So we're going to go to the phaser, activate it. Just a little bit. And maybe we can add a little bit of distortion. Whoops. Not too much. Sounds cool. So now with the mod wheel. And you can clearly hear the beauty of this sound is that it's constantly evolving and morphing. You will never have the same sound twice. What I want to do, my envelope here, this one here, I think it would be nice if we could control it by the mod wheel as well. Of course now I have to balance the values. Another movement I want to do is I want to control my first shape of the oscillator 1. What I'm doing is I'm going to control the shape 1 with the mod wheel as well. So what I'm using is the engine 1, the shape. So. Of course, later on you can play around with the ADSR curve and create some very different sounds. I think it's time to shake the sound a bit with some effects and post-production. OTT. And then we're gonna compress it. You can use any compressor. I like the channel compressor, even when I do sound design. And we're gonna add a little bit of space. You're gonna use the Tsar Warp by Softube. Tsar. You can use Reason's basic reverb, whatever sounds good to you. Then we're gonna shape it a little bit with an EQ. I'm gonna use the Synapse GQ-8. Nice, and that's it. So this is our basic sound. You may ask, okay, we did all those modulations and there's not that much going on, but it's already giving like a very nice, natural, airy sound to it. But what I do now is a bit like in the bass tutorial, so I just start playing around on the keyboard. I record chords, notes, long notes, short notes, and I'm gonna play around with all my modifiers. And here we go. I recorded just some chords and I recorded the mod wheel. So we have some nice movements in there. Cool, there we go. We have our bass sound. We're gonna bounce this out and do some resampling and create some nice sounds with that and maybe a little beat. Cheerio.